Are you still considering St. Petersburg as a place to live? It's a pretty hot area. Everybody wants to live there, but the prices are starting to creep up. So, what does 500K get you in the St. Petersburg housing market? Well, we're going to talk about it today in this video. So, let's get after it right now. Hey everybody, I'm Emily. I'm a licensed real estate agent here in the state of Florida, and I live in the Tampa St. Pete area, and this channel is dedicated to everything having to do with the west coast of Florida, the housing market, fun things to do, and of course the beaches, because I love them. So if that resonates with you, I really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. That helps me out a lot. And if you enjoyed this video or any of my other videos, a thumbs up really helps me as well. And don't forget, I'm your girl when you're thinking of relocating to the area. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, give me a call, give me a text, or the best thing you can do is jump on my calendar. The link is below, and we can have a 30-minute consultation and talk more succinctly about what you want to do. So I've been getting asked a lot about the St. Pete area. It is a hot area to live, and it's just hard to know because the prices are all over the map, as I'm going to show you, of what you can afford and in what areas. So I'm going to really focus on the areas that I think would interest you and that are starting to turn around a little bit, and I think that are going to be more affordable. So let's get to the map. So as you can see, there are 3 bridges that connect you from St. Pete to Tampa and Tampa to St. Pete. And as you go along here, you know, there are some areas that I really love of St. Pete, and there's some areas I really don't. And you're going to have to also determine that yourself. I've had people come to town, and St. Pete is a really hard area to kind of try to figure out. It's not cut and dry when it comes to neighborhoods and guiding you into neighborhoods. Best thing I can do is show you some streets that I like, but I'm also going to show you the MLS. So I just wanted to give you an idea of the area we're going to focus on. And as you see right here, and I'm going to try to go slow because I've been getting feedback that I'm going too fast on my maps. This is 275, and this is the Gandy Bridge right here. And these 2 areas, they kind of conjoin, right? And this big road right here that's called 92 is really 4th Street North. I really believe that if you stay on 4th Street North and you focus on just a little to the west and very far over to the east, everything on the east I really love. And you will be able to find some affordable properties. Some of them may need to be, you know, renovated, like a lot of the homes in St. Pete. And we are starting to see a lot more renovations happening. But when you start to head west of 4th Street North, let me just zoom in a little bit so I can show you what I'm talking about. You're going to see right here, Dr. Martin Luther King. Now, as you go down, and even if you drove this, I'm not telling you anything you wouldn't see with your own eyes. You're going to start to see that most of the areas in St. Pete, I'm going to be honest with you, do not have great curb appeal. That if that is important to you and that means something to you, I don't think St. Pete's for you. But if that doesn't matter to you and you really want to be with all the cool things and the cool happening stuff that's happening in downtown St. Pete, and you can be a Sunrunner ride or an Uber ride or a bike ride to that area, stick with me. So I'm going to show you on the MLS. So let me go right back up. We're going to be focusing on Windward Point right here between 275 and the Gandy Bridge, and just south of the Gandy Bridge in Riviera Bay, and everything from there that I can find under 500K. We're going to do this together on the MLS, and we're going to go all the way south on that 4th Street North down to this area right in here. So I like St. Pete Heights, Magnolia Heights, and Allendale Park, 5 Points. I also love Greater Woodlawn, and it's not going to pop up on my map. It's up here. It's historic Uptown. Of course, I love downtown. I love historic Kenwood and North Kenwood, but I'm not so sure anymore we can find you anything under 500K. So let me go back a little bit before we jump into the MLS, and let me explain a little bit about what's happening in the housing market. So the average home price in St. Petersburg right now is hovering right under 400K at the 399.5K. And that is up 20.5% since this time last year. And last year, home prices were hovering around the 33.1.7. So 20.5% increase just in 1 year. So that tells you something about the St. Pete market and how hot it is right now. And if we're talking about the inventory levels in St. Pete, and actually this graph here is going to show you St. Pete and Tampa, and they are pretty close together. And if we look at the graph, and you can see in May of 2020, things started to dip. Well, thank you, COVID. COVID really, helped us take a dive in the housing market, as everybody knows. And so the inventory got lower and lower as people did not want to sell their houses. They were scared. They didn't know what the future was going to hold. And then we really tanked right here in May of 2021 with very low inventory. And that had a lot to do with the interest rates, because if you're going to sell your house, you have to buy a house, and you have to buy at a higher interest rate than what you purchased their home for. So most people did not want to sell their house. But then you saw we started to creep back up, and then we dipped again right here. Again, right before the heat of the market, the highest point of when people start to buy, which is in that May summertime. But then we've been, since May 2022, steadily increasing our inventory as we go. And we are low for us yet again. We have very, very low inventory. It's been painful, I'm not going to lie, but I'm really hoping that, as we can see on the graph, that things are going to start creeping back up and more people are going to feel confident about selling their homes. People have to relocate, life events happen, that sort of thing. So hopefully there'll be some more inventory. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the MLS, and this is something that I do with all of my clients when we're talking on the phone, or video chat is my preferred mode to speak to you. And we're going to just do a real basic search here. I'm going to do 500,000. I'm going to do a single family home. This is our Florida MLS, so you're seeing this in real time. And I'm not going to even give it any major criteria. I just want to see what we can get for under 500,000 in those areas that I mentioned. All right, so as you can see, Feather Sound, right below Feather Sound is that Windward Point area right here. And you can see, unfortunately, I'm not seeing any single family homes in that 500K and under. So that tells me there's only waterfront homes, and they're going to be more expensive. So those green houses, those green little dots there, those are the active houses that are available to purchase at this point. And again, next to Windward Point here is that Riviera Bay. Let me scroll in a little bit for you. Oh, sorry, Windward Point's right here. Windward Point, and then Riviera Bay right here. So good, there's some options in Riviera Bay. Let's take a look, because I do love Riviera Bay. If you've seen any of my St. Pete videos, I do have one where I talk about Riviera Bay. So please take a look at that, and it shows you a little bit more of what the houses look like. So this home is a 3-2. It's just over 1,000 square feet, and it's under 400,000. It's right there, almost at 370. Now, it's been on the market for a while, and this is again going to be one of those traditional Florida homes. Okay, needs some updating. Not bad. So if you had a little bit extra cash to put into it, that's not a bad option. And again, you're close to the water. See this area right here? Lots of canal communities right in here. And let me go just a little bit further in. This is 425. What does 425 get you in that Windward Point area? Well, this is a 1965 build, 1,350 square feet, a 2-2, and it's 425. So for a 2-2, that price, what do they got? Great curb appeal. It looks like the floors are laminate. They need an updated kitchen. So again, you're gonna need some updating. But you have a little bit more square footage than that other house, and a little bit more update in the bathrooms, it looked like. Again, it just depends on how much work you're willing to put into it. And I want to see if there's one more that's a little bit bigger. Here we go. So this was 1,423 square feet. And like I've mentioned before, in St. Pete, a lot of the homes are a lot smaller unless they've been demoed and a new house has been on top, put in their place. So this is a 3-2, 1,423 square feet. It's been on the market over a month. So what's wrong with it? It's a 1962 build. Does it just have too much to update? It looks like it's got a lot of usable space. as we scroll along here a little faster. Kitchen just needs a little updating. It doesn't look too bad. And at so right here, this square footage price, that's what I start to look at. That 281, that's not bad. The average square footage price in St. Pete that I've noticed is anywhere between 300 and 350. Anything over that, it has to have a pool or it has to have a ton of updates to justify the price, in my opinion. So again, that area is not half bad. You just would have to put a little bit of love into the houses. Now, this is just what's currently available. Other houses, as we know, could potentially become available. Let's head further south down here a little bit. Look, that's exciting. So I love Shore Acres. I just sold a house in Shore Acres in the Venetian Isles area. They're really, really beautiful homes over here. And what you'll see is you'll have these little Florida homes, I call them, and then you'll see these big mansions. So this is a 1,270 square foot home, 3-1, so it has one bathroom, 1970s build, but it's under 400,000. And it looks like they've put maybe some updates in here. That's exciting. The kitchen's not bad. It could probably use some cabinet painting or redone cabinets, but they look like they're in good shape. Floors look good, new paint, new tile. Not a half bad house for under 400,000. Now, here's the thing that I do want to point out. A lot of these homes have a larger lot. This lot is still quite small. It's not as big as I was hoping it would be, but you might be able to go up. So let's just say in a couple of years, you wanted to add another layer to the house. You could put another level up. That's what I'm seeing a lot of people on that side of St. Pete start to do if they have smaller lots. Let's see what 469 gets you. So we are still in Shore Acres. It is 1136 square feet and we're a 3-2, so it's pretty teeny. See if they've done any updates to this guy. Lawn looks good. Couple of updates. So the flooring looks new fresh paint. We like that. Kitchen looks updated. It's small. Maybe there's some room to grow. Like to see the outside. Bedrooms look good. Bathrooms look good. So all in all, what you're paying for right there, you see what I was talking about with the square footage, the price per square foot, $412. That's a little high, right? They're trying to justify their updates. So you got to keep that in mind when you're looking too. And again, it's under 5,000 square feet of a lot size. So again, you can go. This area I need to mention is in a flood zone. So again, you want to make sure that the elevation of the home is sufficient so that you don't need to worry about flood too much. And going up is a good way to do that too. All right, let's keep moving. I'm going to take you over here, like I mentioned, to the St. Pete Heights, Magnolia Heights, and Allendale 5 Points. And Allendale Terrace is right next door to it. I love Allendale Heights. So let's take a look at this house. I've noticed a little better curb appeal in Allendale Heights. You can see they've got the nice green grass. So this is a really small home. This is not even 1,000 square feet. And it is $428 a square foot, you guys, at almost, $355K for 828 square feet. I'm sorry, this is making me laugh. It is a teeny little home. And it needs lots of updating. I'm not even going to waste your time on that one. Let me see if I could. Here we go. Here's a 3-2. Let's see what they've done with this one for right at $499K. Now look, it's been on the market 153 days. It's almost 1,900 square feet, so that's good. But let's look at that the price per square foot. Good, $264. That's probably pretty average for a 3-2. Nice updates. Floors, tile, cabinets, fresh paint, nice usable space. Love the ceilings, what they've done there. So this, to me, right at that 500K is a perfect St. Pete home. And it's in a great neighborhood. I'm going to show you on the map. Again, you're blocks from 4th Street North where all the really good shopping is and all the activity. And you're still really close to downtown St. Pete. Moving over to Magnolia Heights, there's not a ton available in there right now, but let's look. This one is hovering at $360K. and it's just above 1,000 square feet, 1,050 almost. And it's, again, a small home, a 2-1. So for my single people, my single professionals, even retirees, and I say retirees, I mean my 55 and overs, because, I'm not far behind you. Carpet's okay. It doesn't look that bad to me. Just, they tried with the paint. Small. Well, no, the kitchen looks pretty good. Again, just looks like some cosmetic help. Let's check that price per square feet. Like I told you, it's been hovering around $3 to $3.50. So they're trying to maximize that dollar. But look at that cute little Florida room, that little screened-in patio. You definitely need that in the heat of the summer with all of the bugs. So I noticed the backyards in St. Pete can be really lush with landscape and these wonderful like little oases. Really, really, really cute. So they spent some money out there. I think that's a pond, like one of those little koi ponds or something. So that's a really cute house, I think. Let's keep moving. All right, let's move over a little bit to St. Pete Heights. St. Pete Heights is really starting to come around. It's really close to 275, and you would think that's a bad thing, but right there, it's really not that bad. Looks here like we've got a 3.2, and we're at 1,168 square feet. It's been on the market a while, and it's at 330K. I'm just trying to see what we think might be wrong with it. It's under $300 a square foot, so that's good. Nice plot of land there. I'm going to tell you, it's probably going to need updating. Well, it looks like they put some new floors in. Not bad kitchen. Not bad. When you get into these houses, sometimes they feel a lot smaller than the pictures show you. So it's probably the size of the house is why anybody that's looking for a 3.2 is usually looking for at least 1,500 square feet. So if you're someone who is okay with maybe having a roommate, or you have a parent that comes seasonally, that's not going to be a bad option for you. So again, that Allendale Terrace, Allendale Park, Magnolia Heights, St. Pete Heights has some options as well. Now, I've mentioned in other videos how much I love, again, North Kenwood, Crescent Heights, and the historic Old Northeast. You notice there is nothing in that price range over there. There's a few in North Kenwood, so I might take a look at those for you. Euclid St. Paul, it's sort of hovering on the border of all these little neighborhoods, so it's not bad either. Now this house has a pool, so gives you a great idea of a pool home and what it's going to cost you to have a pool home. So this is 3.2, it's 1,569 square feet, it's 482K, and it's about $307 a square feet. So it's been on the market 135 days. Looks cute looks great. Personally, I think this is great. I think sometimes it scares people to have a pool if they've never had one. I ran into that with some clients. Again, we'd have to get inside the house to see what the usable space, the living space is like. How big are those bedrooms? That bedroom right there looked pretty small. So that might be more like an office or a study. And maybe that could be the master bathroom, and that looks pretty small to me. So that could be the downside. But again, it looks like they've put some money into the updates, and they're really trying to recoup that. Now that living space looks pretty good. So again, this is in Euclid St. Paul. You're still very close to 275 if you're going to commute, and you're right there on 4th Street North. That orange line and that orange line, that's good indicators. And the fact that you are so close to Crescent Heights and you're so close to historic Old Northeast, again, these neighborhoods right along here are starting to really turn around, because again, you've also got North Kenwood butting up against it. And so it forces this area to start to grow with it. So that's a good thing to keep in mind if we're looking for areas. Ponce de Leon, let's take a look at you. Because you're right there too, why not? And again, 420 for this home. You see the comparison, right? You've got another one next to it that's renovated. For 482, you could get renovated. Ponce de Leon, they went 420, not renovated. Nope. As an agent, I would say, let's not look at that one. All right, we're going to keep moving south. I'm going to take a look at least one of these houses in North Kenwood. Let's see what this one at 450, a 3.2 gets you. Are we renovated? I don't think so. That's too long on the market. And again, we're at $300 a square foot. Little sunroom. Small living room. Kitchen needs updating. Little bonus room. They've lots of little tiny rooms. Small bathrooms. I don't think so. Not for me. Not for any of my clients that I'm actually looking out for. Now, Grand Central in the Edge District is really fun and happening right now. And as you can see, it's hard to get close to this area under 500K. Now, you could go south, which I haven't talked about. You just have to be careful. Some of these areas have not turned around yet. And so, use your best judgment, do your research on safety and that sort of thing. But that's not necessarily where my clients are looking to live at this point. So let's go back over here to historic Uptown. I really love this area. This right here, there's this little circle lake. It is so cute. They've got a brewery here and a coffee shop, and I accidentally found it the other day, dropping a friend off, and it is really, really cute. So I just did a quick sweep of these three in Uptown, and they look like demos. So if you are looking to invest in that area and you have anywhere from, what was that, 420, 350, or even 295, and you're looking to demo the land and build something else, you do have that option in historic Uptown, and you are just a biking distance from downtown St. Pete. So that's also not a bad option if you're looking to do that. As far as transportation goes, I think St. Pete has a lot more options than Tampa, but as far as the transportation taking you into neighborhoods, I can't really speak to that, but I know we've got the Sunrunner over there, and it's running free till November of 2023, and it will take you everywhere from downtown St. Pete over to the beaches. And we also have the Central Avenue trolley downtown, which is kind of a hop on and hop off. It's super fun. And the things to do in St. Pete, there is a long list. There is something called I Love the Berg. It's a website that I use all the time. If you follow me on Facebook, I try to post a lot of things on my real estate page about fun things to do in St. Pete. And every week I have a ton of stuff to show you. It's usually festivals or farmers market or some sort of interesting event that's going on. But the cool thing about St. Pete is that we not only have the St. Pete Pier, we've got the Vinoy Park. There's lots of biking and walking trails and scooter trails. See a lot of scooters over in St. Pete. The art scene and museums. There's so many wonderful museums. We've got the Chihuly and we've got the Dolly, just to mention a few. And there's a whole artist community over there as well that you could get involved in. Not to mention there's tons of boating, kayaking. You can launch your kayaks there's a little beach in Vinoy. There's just tons of little areas where you could launch a boat, launch kayak, if water sports is your thing. Sunken Gardens, that's a great place to take out-of-towners to kind of take a look at the tropical, plants and the wonderful flamingos. Really cool. Sunken Gardens is really fun, especially if you've got little kids. They love it, all the birds. And not to mention beaches. So let's be clear. There's the St. Pete side of St. Pete, and then there's the St. Pete Beach side of St. Pete, and they're not the same. And there's more beaches than just St. Pete Beach, and I'd like to show you. So obviously, the little red umbrellas are all of our beaches. Let's talk about the Gandy Beach first. It's not a true beach, but if you are looking to pull your car up and launch your kayak, I'm trying to see if I can get you a good photo of it. This is sort of going to be, it's not the kind of beach where we kind of go and sit, but there's these mangroves that you can go through. So it's really great if you're a kayaker because it connects to Weeden Island. So if you're somebody that wants to live near more kayak stand-up paddleboard options, you're going to like the Gandy Beach because you're here, you can kayak all the way over. It's very shallow. You can kayak over to Weeden Island. Trust me, I've spent hours over here kayaking and stand-up paddleboarding. And then you can end up over here at the Getaway, which is really fun. It's like this little tiki bar, outdoor oasis. You can pull up your kayak and your boat and just hang out. It's super fun. So that's just one on the east side. Let me go over here, and you're going to see my list over here, and I'm going to talk about some of my favorite ones. So at the top, people ask me all the time, up in Holiday at the top here near Tarpon, are there beaches? So in Tarpon, you've got Howard Park Beach. That should be Sunset Beach. Yep, Sunset Beach. And that's, again, Fred Howard Park. and you've got this Anclote River and Anclote Gulf Park. I'm going to tell you, I have not been to Anclote, but as a kid, we used to go to Fred Howard Park Beach all the time, and it's beautiful and it's worth the drive. But it's not one of my favorite, nor is it very popular. So if you're trying to kind of get away from the riffraff, that's not a bad idea. But I'm going to focus on the beaches that I think you're absolutely going to love. And I'm sure the locals are going to be really mad at me for telling you this. Dunedin Causeway. It has beaches along the causeway. That's not where I think you should stop. But if you're a jet skier, if you are a wind sailor, kayaker, stand-up paddleboarder, that is a great place for you to launch, because you can, if you're up to it, you can take your kayaks, stand-up paddleboards, jet skis to Caladesi Island, which you can only get to by ferry or some sort of water vessel. And it is a fun day with the family. It's great. You can actually boat there as well. But if you're just going through the Dunedin Causeway, Honeymoon Island Beach, my absolute favorite. It's starting to get really busy for a lot of reasons. And there's Oasis Beach. Basically, this whole area pretty much is beach. You have beach along here, but I don't know if I haven't really been on that side. I just would stay on the Gulf side. Let's keep moving. So yes, everybody talks about Clearwater Beach, and if that is your jam, you go for it. We locals do not really hang out at Clearwater Beach unless somebody's got a vacation home there that has a view and is gorgeous. It's very, very crowded. Close to Clearwater Beach is this little nugget of fun that nobody thinks about. If you're in Clearwater Beach, you just follow this road right here, and it goes right over this bridge, and there is an entrance to this park. And it's Sand Key Park, really. I don't know why they're saying that, but that's on the other side. But Sand Key, I'm going to open this up so you can see some photos. This beach is one of the most beautiful beaches, one of the most stellar views. You can't go wrong. There's a ton of sand, and you can rent chairs and umbrellas and that sort of thing. Again, highly recommend Sand Key. And as a kid, we used to hang out a lot at Indian Rocks, Indian Shores, Reddington Shores, Indian Shores, all along this area to Madeira Beach, in Treasure Island, all of it really. Even and then again, we would skip St. Pete Beach and we'd go all the way down here to Paso Grill. And then don't forget, you've got Fort DeSoto down at the very end here, which is really great as well. But it is quite a trek to get there. So you have a ton of options when it comes to beaches along the Gulf there. But keep in mind, this is very high traffic when it comes to spring breakers and seasonal beachers. You know, that road can really get kind of cuckoo crazy. So leading into all of the major beaches. So just make sure you keep that in mind. I think that about does it for what does 500K and under get you in the St. Pete, Florida area. I hope it was informative. Please don't forget, leave me a comment below if you have something to add. And as always, if you're looking to relocate to the St. Pete area, please hit me up. All of my links are below. Jump on my calendar and let's get talking. Again, love that thumbs up if you don't mind, and clicking that subscribe button and notification bell helps me out a lot as well. I really appreciate you checking out my channel, and I really appreciate you watching this video. I hope it was helpful. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye.